this thing won't die. I can't tell you guys just how happy I am to be excited about Mario Kart again. Mario Kart 9 was on my wish list of games I wanted to see revealed this year. And in Nintendo's February Direct, I kinda got that. Nintendo revealed a total of 48 remastered tracks coming to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as DLC. 5 years after its original release. I mean, this is no Mario Kart 9 and this DLC wouldn't bring new characters and carts or anything like that. But holy shit, is that coconut mold! 48 flippin' tracks, all for a very respectable $24.99. The catch is that they aren't being released all at once. Instead, they're going to be dropped in waves of 8 through the end of next year. The first wave just came out yesterday at the time of writing, and I've already played through each course a few times. I want to make this a mini series of sorts, making a video on every wave as they come out and sharing my thoughts on the tracks added in each one. By the way, thank you to one of my viewers for reaching out and inviting me to play a couple of races with them online. I used gameplay from some of those matches throughout the video, so you might just see yourself here. Since this is the first wave, I want to talk about a couple of other things real quick before looking at the courses individually. Mainly one thing in particular, and it's how these remastered levels look. As I suspected after watching the Direct, the level of graphical detail in the Booster Course Pass tracks doesn't quite meet the same standards as the base game's tracks. Textures are where you'll really notice differences. Just compare the grass in Toad Circuit to the grass in Animal Crossing. And before anyone makes a touch grass joke in the comments, there, I did it, so shut up. Compare the complexity of the cliffs in Choco Mountain to the ones in Yoshi Valley, or the palm trees in Coconut Mall to the trees in Mario Circuit GBA. Considering that Nintendo already made DLC for Mario Kart 8 when it was on the Wii U, and the stages remastered for that were given the same amount of care as the ones that were already in the game, I can't help but be kinda disappointed. But also, they aren't so graphically downgraded to the point where I'd say Nintendo was ripping people off. That'd be a little extreme. In the heat of the race, you'll barely even have time to pay attention to the granularity of the visuals to care all that much. So visually, the Booster Course Pass so far is serviceable. And there's evidence that the graphics were updated since the reveal, so an effort was clearly made to make the tracks look good enough. Plus we get remastered music, which in my opinion does meet the quality of the base game soundtrack. But it's impossible not to wonder what these tracks could have been. Personally, I'm less annoyed that they don't look ultra realistic and more annoyed that they can sometimes look like they're from a different game entirely. I like things to be consistent, and this isn't very consistent. Put the pitchforks down, the DLC is still worth the money and I don't regret buying it. You can criticize things you like too, people. Or should I say Twitter? Alright, now for the rest of the video I'm going to briefly go over my impressions of the courses, mentioning what I liked and maybe didn't like about them compared to the originals, at least in cases where I've actually played the originals to draw comparisons to. I'll elaborate more in a sec. First up from the Golden Dash Cup, Paris Promenade from Mario Kart Tour. You know, that cheap cash grab mobile game that seems to get more love and attention from Nintendo than the console game for some reason. The microtransaction infested shit pile that answers the age-old question, how much does Diddy Kong cost? Jesus Christ. If you haven't caught on, I'm not a fan of Mario Kart Tour. I played it a bit when it came out, but I quickly realized how greedy and, well, terrible it was, and I uninstalled it a few days later. That'll teach the mega corporation. But Paris Promenade is a really cool level, which sort of pains me to say considering where it comes from, but what are you gonna do? The design isn't super wacky or ambitious, but I'm a really big fan of the aesthetic. Sunsets in Mario Kart 8 are objectively the best time of day to race in, and seeing the Eiffel Tower and these other buildings as I'm driving along gives the course a nice sense of scale. Also, you're taken through a different route on the last lap, and I am shocked that Mario Kart Tour of all games is the first in the series to implement something like this. It caught me off guard the first time I played, and it was a nice surprise. Good start already, on to the next one. Well, at least we're getting the worst track in this wave out of the way earlier than later. Toad Circuit is a boring ass Mario Kart level. I thought it was uninteresting in Mario Kart 7, and somehow having it in a console Mario Kart makes it even more uninteresting. 8 has some of the most fun circuit levels in the series. These are usually known for being basic beginner tracks, the kind you'd have your parents play on when they're just learning that A means go. But 8's Mario Stadium and circuits, they're basic, yeah, but I think the anti-gravity makes them stand out. And they're some of my favorite tracks in the game. Toad Circuit has a ramp, it's got a bridge you drive under, it kinda takes place at sunsets, you know, that awkward hour between daytime and actual sunset that doesn't look as pretty. It exists? Let's Let's move on, I'm getting bored just thinking about it. Choco Mountain, this is what I'm talking about. First off, I love the remastered song here. The updated instruments make it super catchy, more than it already was. I'm also glad they kept it set in cloudy weather, the most underrated type of weather. I actually think the lowered graphical detail benefits Choco Mountain, cause I like to imagine that literally everything is made out of some type of chocolate. The road, the cliffs, the mud, the boulders probably have chocolate inside for all I know. I'm gonna stop now, I'm getting hungry. The lighting in the cave section looks really nice thanks to the luminescent crystals on the walls, but my favorite thing about Choco Mountain has always been that cliff you can fall off of in the original that forces you to drive back to where you were. It sucks when it happens to you, but come on, even then you can't help but laugh a little. And I'm glad to report that... oh no. They put a guardrail. Why on earth would they put a guardrail? That was the funniest thing about this stage. Never mind, forget everything I said, 0 out of 10. Worst DLC ever. Yeah, Coconut Mall is back, bitches. I freaking love coconuts and consumerism. Okay, seriously though, Coconut Mall is one of the most memorable courses in the history of Mario Kart. From the infectious music to the fact that you're racing in a freaking shopping mall, going up and down escalators, jumping off of fountains, avoiding reckless drivers who don't look back when reversing, it's an awesome track. And it's been slightly worsened in 8. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy Coconut Mall is here at all and it's still really fun. It's the little things that bug me though, sad to say. There's no Miis watching you race anymore, even the Miis in the cars have been replaced by Shy Guys. Nintendo really seems like they want to phase out Miis for some reason. I mean, just look at Nintendo Switch Sports where they aren't even featured on the box art. The cars, by the way, are now stationary, essentially getting rid of one of this level's defining set pieces. And the arrows on the escalators do make it infinitely easier to know which set to drive through, but I vastly prefer how they were in Wii. To be fair, the arrows were added in 7's version of Coconut Mall, still would have liked them to be removed. Aside from the cars, these changes don't have a drastic effect on the racing experience, but they have an effect on the experience as a whole. Some of the charm of this track is now unfortunately gone, but hey, for the most part, it's Coconut Mall, and the music still slaps. One cup down, one more to go. Tokyo Blur kicks off the Lucky Cat Cup. This is another one from Tour, and personally, I don't like it as much as Paris Promenade, but I still enjoy it quite a lot. My main gripe is that it feels kinda basic. I think extending the length of the track would have helped out. But like Paris Promenade, I think the setting is really cool and it feels even larger thanks to the size of the skyscrapers in the background. And in this course, you take a slightly different path in every lap, not just the last one. Overall, a good start to this cup. Not as good as the first cup's beginning, but maybe the rest will make up for it. Shroom Ridge from Mario Kart DS is next, and wow, I did not remember this course at all. At first glance I thought it was another tour track. It's probably just because I didn't play a lot of DS back then, but anyways, Shroom Ridge is a pretty nice track. There's a lot of curves you can use to get some satisfying turbo boosts with drifting. I've always personally liked Mario Kart stages with traffic because of the shenanigans that can ensue. Not only do you have to worry about your competition, but now you also have to worry about drivers who don't understand the concept of braking. I made the mistake of thinking I could use this gust of wind near the end of the lap as a shortcut without a mushroom. Yeah, I needed a mushroom. This definitely leans towards the basic side of Mario Kart tracks, but it's neat. Nothing amazing, but not bad. Returning from Super Circuit is Sky Garden. Of all the courses in this wave, this is one of my favorites visually. The art style, the clouds, the brick road all pop to me. Unfortunately, I don't have much nice to say about this level aside from that. It's very short. I know it's from Super Circuit, but look at 8's version of Ribbon Road. That was also from the GBA game, but they reimagined it in a way where each section of the track is distinct and has its own flair. So it feels longer and like it has more substance. You know what would have benefited Sky Garden? Anti-gravity. You're racing in the sky, for crying out loud. Come to think of it, anti-gravity is nowhere to be found in this wave. That's like this game's signature gimmick. I don't know, I expected a little more. Sky Garden beats Toad Circuit in my book simply for the more interesting setting. Well, maybe this cup will end on a high note. This cup ended on a high note. Ninja Hideaway is yet another map from Mario Kart Tour. And this is one of my new favorite Mario Kart tracks, period. First off, I love where it takes place. Getting to race inside a huge Japanese dojo filled with all sorts of ninja related imagery and obstacles, and also getting to drive on the rooftops is awesome. And cherry blossoms are gorgeous, and any track that has them is a masterpiece by default. Secondly, there's like a gazillion routes you can take. And it's not like the other tour tracks where you can only go through some of them depending on the lap you're on. Here they're all open to you no matter the lap, and the way you get to them is satisfying. And there's more than one way to reach a particular pathway in case you missed the first entrance. If it weren't for these coins cluing me in, I wouldn't have even known you can reach these beams by gliding through the wind shooting out of the big ass bamboo. The only complaints I have with this course are these awkward ramps in this section that more than once failed to launch me to the higher area I wanted to reach. I found that to be slightly frustrating. Then there's the fact that there's already a ninja enemy in the Mario universe, yet all we get here are Shy Guys for some reason. Other than that, this is definitely the best course in this wave of DLC. And I definitely want to see what other amazing ones Tour has been hiding all this time. And that is it for now. Aside from one or two stinkers, I'm content with nearly every one of these tracks. Will Nintendo respond to the complaints fans have about the graphics and improve them for the next wave? Probably not, this is Nintendo we're talking about. For every time they do listen to us, they take down 20 fan games. I love this company. I'm just happy we're getting more Mario Kart goodness, especially with the Smash Ultimate DLC ending with Sora back in November. This will be a suitable substitute to fill that void. I love me some Mario Kart, and if you do too, do yourself a favor and purchase the Booster Course Pass if you haven't already. You don't have to break the bank for it, and you'll essentially be doubling the game's content by the time it's done. Man, I can't wait to be surprised when they reveal the tracks in Wave 2. Son of a bitch. Well, until next time everyone, be safe, take care, hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Fuck leakers.